I made a video on this thing, I don't think I really updated where everything was at. It still needs the body cleaned up and it still needs some paint. I bought some paint for the side skirts, some paint for the hood because it's peeling, and I'm gonna fill in these holes. I'm gonna weld some little plates over them, and I'm gonna Bondo and smooth everything out, and then I'm gonna spray this. I hope I have color matching paint. I think I got the right color paint for what I need. But long story short, I picked up these RPF ones a little while ago. I painted them, which they came out pretty decently. Sumitomo HTRZ 3 tires, which I got off of Tire Rack. Those were a really, really good deal, actually. The tires were on sale for like $86 for that exact size, and I couldn't pass something like that up. So let me get my stuff opened up here. Put this in my... if I went over what the car has, but it's got an STI interior, at least the seats, not the floor or the door cards or anything. So it's got STI seats, front and rear. It's got an STI 6-speed, which was like the big selling point for me. Funny part is, I think it wasn't in gear. Now it's in gear. Look at this. I have new shifter bushings coming, U-joint bushings and whatnot. But that was really the main reason why I bought the car. I got this car for, and stay with me here, $4,000. So for $4,000, I got a car with an STI 6-speed in it, and the other good part is that supposedly has a built motor. So obviously it's got a front mount, it's got Mishimoto radiator, Tomei, intake pipe. I picked up this Blausch turbo because the 20G had an eBay no-name 20G turbo on it, and the thing was just like blown and spewing oil. It has a air oil separator as well as a coolant separator, God forbid if it needs coolant like an overflow. Grimspeed electronic boost controller, TGV deletes, and I picked up, it had 565cc injectors in it, the STI injectors, and I picked up the thousands. I got them from South Bay Fuel Injectors, which gotta shoot a quick shout out to South Bay. So always hooking me up, really always hooking me up with the deals. I didn't even pay next to nowhere near retail price on those, and those were thousands. And I got a dyno, and the car made around 365 wheel horsepower at 22 pounds, which for me, I think is more than good enough. At the moment, I don't really need much more than that. I'm pretty damn happy with it. I'm gonna have that video, let's say here, right here. Yeah, so as you saw, I mean, it did some good pulls on the dyno. It has a little bit of blow-by, but it's also running a little rich. I didn't pick up an air fuel gauge because I didn't really think I needed one, because I thought the dyno had one, but when we went to the dyno, it was malfunctioning. So we worked with what we had, and we used the Cobb air fuel gauge. Oh, and it came with Cobb access port. Cobb air fuel gauge in there, and tried to kind of work with that with the mass airflow sensor. The car is no longer a mass airflow car. It's a speed density car alone. And yeah. So the reason I got it so cheap, now let me go through that real quick, is it was leaking from a lot of places. It had a lot of issues. It wasn't running right. The mass airflow sensor, I needed to redo all this wiring, and I know it looks like shit, but this is literally the best thing that I could come up with because it was so bad. I had to go all the way back to the ECU and do continuity testing on the entire thing and figure out what was going on, but it was like the shielding was grounding off on the actual wire itself, and I was getting incorrect readings from there. My O2 sensors were bad, so I needed to replace those, but then the wiring was bad also with them. The cam seals, valve cover gaskets, and a bunch of other different seals and gaskets were also leaking, so there was oil, there was coolant, there was a lot of stuff everywhere. So I went through the whole motor pretty much and replaced almost all the gaskets. Did the timing belt, water pump, all the pulleys. Crazy part is when we took the valve covers off, well, it has ARP head studs, and I forgot to mention this. It's a 2.5 bottom end with 2.0 heads. So it's got a hybrid build on it, but I don't know what's inside. It said it had 9.01 compression pistons on the tune, the original tune that came with the car. So and it didn't run right at all, but yeah, I don't know exactly what was in it. But when we took the valve covers off, the cams were perfect. And when I say perfect, I mean no scoring, no burning into them. It looks like the car wasn't even ran. So I have no idea what this car is. The other crazy part is that when you go to plug the ECU in for the tuning, the plug is an 04 plug, but this car is an 03. So I'm not certain as to, I think this car is a big mutt. I think this car has a ton of like different parts on it from all different types of builds and stuff, and I think maybe this was like a shop car and it was like kind of a mutt car that things got tossed into it. But either way, car is running great. I have to bring it in for an inspection this week coming up. I'm gonna go bring it in, and I'm just really happy with how it turned out. You know, it made good power, and it's got a couple of things I still need to do. The exhaust is really loud, like really, really, really loud, like extremely loud. I'll turn it on real quick just so you could hear. Where to put the key? I put the key over here. It's very, very loud. So I bought some resonators off of Amazon. They were $30 a piece, and I think I'm gonna put 2 of them. It's that bad. Yeah, it's that loud. It's really that loud. So I think once that's done, and I put a little bit of a radio in here and clean the interior, because it's a mess in here. Oh, and it has this little the rally thing to bring air in for your helmet. Then I think this is it. I think this is one of the cars that I'm really gonna keep once I get inspected and everything done, because it's on the road. It's been on the road since April 20th, but I haven't been able to get an inspection because it just needed so many things to be done. So I know this is a little bit of a rant slash ramble, but that's kind of where I'm at. I got a pretty damn good deal on this car. I think total that I'm in on the car right now is around $6,000, like all said and done. But I think for what I have, personally, I think it's worth it, because it's just so many new parts and so clean, and it did really well on the dyno. Like, and I'm including the dyno tune, because the dyno tune was like $500. So just including everything in it. So yeah, pretty damn happy. I think the next video that I post up, which will probably be in about say a week or so, will be a driving video just of the car after I get the new resonators in. Hopefully I'll have the new shifter bushings in, so it won't be doing that, but I could still bang gears. doesn't really make that much of a difference. Yeah. And if you like what I'm doing here, you know, take the time to smash the like button. Yeah, smash, since all these people on YouTube say it. Smash the like button. Comment, subscribe, anything that would really help me out. I would love to see the channel grow. I'd love to make this a full-time thing just to build cars and do this on my own, but I also need to devote more time to this, right? But I guess your input will help push me to do that. So, yeah. Any comments, anything that you want to see, let me know. I have plenty of other things that I can build. I have turbos that I need to take apart to build and work on, and other things that I need to do. So there's plenty of things I have, you know. Oh, and I have other suspension that I'm going to install on the car too. So there's a lot of stuff. I mean, like I got plenty of things to do. Plenty of things. And I got another Forester out there. That's my new daily. Forester XT. So like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Shoot me an email if you have any questions, and I'll help out wherever I can. Thanks, guys.